is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I am back for day 17 and day 18 in my Grateful Traveler's Notebook. So I am doing for day 17 scrapbooking, and I pulled out this awesome paper with all these frames on it. I was like, oh, that just looks like the perfect paper for me. So I am going to just use that paper on one side, and then I'm actually not going to use paper on the other side. So I'm going to set everything kind of aside. I'm going to work on this particular page out of my notebook. My notebook's getting a little full, which I love. So I have these beautiful, they're not branding strips, they're like sticker sheets. They're not washi, they are stickers. So I'm going to grab two of them, the two florals, and I am just going to make a border down the left side of the page. Now, the picture I chose for scrapbooking, unless you were there, you probably wouldn't have guessed that that has anything to do with scrapbooking. But it's one of the pictures from the retreat that I went to in August. And I thought, well, I have to use that for scrapbooking. And then I was like, okay, so if I'm making a page about scrapbooking, what are things that I love about scrapbooking? So, number one is paper. I love paper and layering, especially behind my photo. So there are one, two, three, oh, I guess there's only 4 pieces of layers behind my photo, but that's probably more than most. But I love them. I love the layered look. I love all of the different patterns. So I'm going to layer that up. I'm going to put it on a slight angle, and then I am going to start embellishing. So the first thing I grabbed for was the cutest puffy bow from Maggie Holmes. Had to have some Maggie Holmes on my scrapbooking layout. So the word scrapbooking also is from Maggie Holmes. It is from the Open Book Collection. I am going to add some florals, and that top there is just a little piece, and it says "This is life." And I am going to top it off with one of my new favorite scrapbooking supplies, and that is sequins. So these sequins are from Spiegelmom Scraps, and they are called Hexaglam, and they are beautiful. And I actually think they are sold out of the shop right at the moment, but I would definitely keep an eye out. So now that I know they're sold out for the moment, I might be hoarding them a little bit. So there is this tiny little gap where the piece that says "This is the life" kind of overlaps my picture. And so to cover that up, I am going to add these puffy hearts from the new Shine collection. Now, those florals that are on there are super cute. I have no idea where they came from, because one of the lovely ladies from the retreat actually gave them to us. So I had this little bag of goodies, and I busted into it and was like, oh, this is pretty. Oh, this is pretty. So I'm sorry, I don't know where they came from, other than they came from an amazing scrapbooker that I got to spend a weekend with. So that is going to be October 17th. That's kind of how that one's going to look. So now I am trying to figure out what I am going to do for the 18th. So it is a little bit different. So the 18th, I'm talking about how I am grateful for Friday night pizza. Now, this might seem a little strange, but we have done Friday night pizza since I was a kid. Even as a kid, my mom would get the cheap Little Caesars pizza and we would play games, and that's what we did every Friday night. So after I got married, then my husband and I started doing Friday night pizza as well with our friends. And we've gone through a few different pizza places, and currently we go to this amazing pizza place, and we are usually there for a couple hours. Now, that's because they're so good and hard to get into. So my daughter tends to take my phone and do Snapchat photos. So I thought, well, then this is going to be a perfect picture for this layout. So it's not necessarily of pizza, but it's definitely of us there. So not a whole lot of embellishing on this one. I am just taking that polka dotted bag. I'm going to add my picture with no layering behind it. I'm going to add 2 tags. The first one's going to go on top, and it says Friday Night Fun. And then the tag in the back is going to have my journaling. And there, when I went to adhere it into the book, it totally took part of the bag. So, but that's okay. And then there's a little die cut at the bottom that says I love Fridays. And then in the close-ups, you'll see that I added a few puffy stickers. One says Fry Yay, and 2 of them have some silverware. So I cut the string down a little bit on the one tag and took what I had left over from that and put it on the other tag. So I'm just going to adhere both in, and that is going to do it for these 2 days. So we will see you soon for day 19 and 20. So there are my close-ups, and there are the close-up pictures. Okay, remember to wear your crown, and we'll see you next time.